Hey folks, it's Jason from the Third Party Conversation. It is about 6:30 on Saturday night. I have been working all day. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Those are the conditions. I thought I'd hop on here real quick and make a, I don't know, let's call it a placeholder video for the one we should have been able to upload this week. It's been a couple of weeks since we put up a video, and that's mostly my fault. This is the beginning of our Christmas season. For our product is a tabletop game, great for family, great for college dorm rooms. You know what? Go to www.thegamegravity.com and buy one for yourself and support an American brand. Anyway, this is the beginning of our Christmas run, and I'm already beat up, so I know by Christmas I'm going to be absolutely dead. But so it's mostly my fault, but TC also has a big project. The Whitaker 47 all-weather catamaran. It's a really unique boat design, sailboat, 47-foot catamaran. Beautiful boat. In fact, that's how TC and I met. I work at the facility that is putting his boat together. So we met there and became friends and started talking politics and, realized that we both kind of had the same ideas about what's going on and what's wrong. So that's why we decided to start the podcast or the channel here. I thought I would just use this video to just real quickly tell you about the future of the channel and then try to also drive home a little bit, what we hope to accomplish with the channel. The future of the channel is going to change because the dynamics are going to change. Eventually, TC's boat's going to be done, and he's not going to be there every day, and we're not going to have lunch to sit around and talk about these videos. And so it's going to be a little bit different, and we're not exactly sure yet what all that's going to look like. My hope is that we can somehow ramp it up and maybe turn it into a podcast format, but we'll see. As far as, what we're trying to accomplish with the channel, it's like, we've said it before. We're not pundits and we're not journalists and we're not running for anything. We're just a couple of guys. We're Americans, patriotic Americans that have seen, 30, 40 years of politics and where things have gotten. And we've got to be thinking about ways out of this. All of the norms that are meant for principled people to kind of test their morals and do the right thing, all that's gone. All that's shot. That's all precedent now. And we really have to start figuring out a way as the American people. We really have to start figuring a way out of this. And I know everybody, I guess, is thinking that, if we can just oust the current administration or whatever, that things can go back to being normal. And I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen. It's time for an upgrade in our politics. TC and I both believe that as a nation, we have outgrown the nature of how we hire and fire these people. Sending people into a room and having them negotiate and vote on something and come to a majority and write legislation around that part of the situation is still intact. It still works. It's still the way we do business in the private sector. But the way we hire and fire these people has just gotten way out of control, and it's time for an upgrade. And what I think TC and I are hoping to do with this channel is inspire a conversation. That's why it's called the Third Party Conversation. we hope that we can inspire a conversation around this idea that, as the American people, we just need to take kind of an above it all approach. It's a shareholders in the boardroom moment that we need to be telling these employees that we're hiring that we expect you people to fix this. And as far as I know, there is government regulation legislation right now that's never going to see the floor. It's never going to see the light of day. And, the American people aren't going to hear much about it. And I'm not sure why the people who wrote that legislation aren't out there preaching it more, because I think it would ring true. But for whatever reason, they're not. It's not just about whether or not we become a multi-party system, although I believe that TC and I both feel like there would be some advantage to that we would have an easier time creating majorities around an issue. It would make it easier to try things. That's the advantage that China has right now, is that it's easier for them to try things because the state has control. Now, we don't want that, but we would like an easier path to majorities, I think. And, it's about more than just that. Oh, also, mathematically, it excludes the executive from having the other branches of government, in their corner. And I feel like that's important. But it's about issues beyond that. It's about, ending gerrymandering. It's about overturning Citizens United and getting these massive sums of money out of politics. It's about safeguards of perhaps age limits, certainly term limits for all offices, even the Supreme Court. Just on and on, these things that have happened over the decades that have turned our politics upside down. And we're doing our best to not report the news, but inspire a conversation around what the future of our politics needs to look at for the sake of our rights. They have plenty of authority. They don't need more. What we need is more rights. And that is the message that we're trying to get out. I hope you guys will, in the future, we're going to do an episode on the 17th Amendment, and we're going to talk about, this isn't new. This has happened before in our history. There is precedent, and there are things we can do, and we're going to talk about that. Next week, hopefully, if I can get my shit together, we're going to wrap up the corruption of capitalism, and then the week after that, we're gonna do corruption of our thinking. And then we're going to move on to the 17th Amendment. So try and, stay on board for that, and give us a like and subscribe and get the message out. We're also on TikTok and Instagram. Go follow us over there if you don't mind. And join the conversation, folks. We need you in there. We need you in there. And let's see what we can get done for our future and our children's future. All right. We'll see y'all next week.